Morning my dear students, how are you? Today again we are going to shoot one more video on the same chapter of business studies, that is principles of management. Already we in the previous video we have already discussed the 7 principles of FAOS, and today we are going to discuss the remaining 7 principles of FAOS, of management of FAOS in this video. Okay, so first we are going to take centralization and decentralization. According to FAOS, according to this principle, there should be a proper balance between centralization and decentralization. So, first of all, you have to understand what is centralization and what is decentralization. Means, for example, that person is head and subordinates are there A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. But to take the important decision is taken by only the person, this person H, who is the head of the company or head of the organization. That is called centralization. When all the authorities on the powers are concentrated in the hands of top level management, or you can say in one hands or few hands, then we call it as centralization. Okay. And what is decentralization? There are different levels, that is top level, then middle level, then lower level. If the power are evenly distributed among all the levels, all the 3 levels, top level, middle level and lower level, then we can say that it is decentralization. Okay, I think you understood what is centralization and decentralization. The important decision which is taken only by the head of the department, or all the powers are concentrated in the one hand or few hands or in the hands of management, then you can say that is the policy of centralization. Okay, when all the authorities and powers are evenly distributed among all the 3 levels of management, then we said it is decentralization. Actually, in case of a small organization, you can work with centralization only. All the decisions are taken by the top of the management or owner of the business. Okay, because if management is a small, they can take all the decisions, they are able to take all the decisions. Okay, but in case of large scale industries and very large scale multinational companies and all that, bigger organization, it is not possible to work smoothly only with centralization. So here both the policies, policies are taken evenly. Means in some of the important nature decisions are taken by only head of the department or top management, that is called centralization, and all the daily work, all the routine decisions are taken by all the levels of management or head of the other levels of management also. So that is the centralization. Decentralization, it means every organization is working with the both the balance of both the policies like centralization and decentralization. I think you can understand it by this figure. And again now we are coming to the next video, next principle, that is scalar chain. What is the meaning of scalar chain? Scalar chain means chain of command and communication between the subordinates and superiors. It is a chain of command and communication. Okay, between superiors and subordinates. Okay, and subordinates means whatever the instruction chain, whatever the instructions are given, the chain, the ranking chain of authority and responsibility between the superior and subordinates, that is called scalar chain. For example, that person is head of the department. Again we are taking like this, that person is head of department. 2 departments are there, that is, we can say that is purchase department and that is sales department. Different executives are working there, that B, C, D working in purchase department and D, E, F is working in sales department. Okay, so according to the principle of scalar chain, if D want to communicate with E, he cannot directly talk to E. he have to give that information to C. C will give this information, that report to B, and B report to A, then A to D, and then it comes to E. So according to scalar chain, that should be the rule. Okay, top to bottom ranking chain or authority chain is there, and everybody have to follow it, whether it is superior or subordinates. Everybody have to follow this scalar chain. But according to principle, in emergency situation, if emergency situation is there, if D is following that path, then it will be very crucial for the business. It will take our business suffer from that delay in decision. Then in that case, one path is given. Okay, that is D can directly talk to F in emergency situations only. That is called gang plank. That is called gang plank. Okay, only in emergency situation it is allowed that, according to this principle, it is allowed that D can directly communicate with F. But it is one restriction is there, that only same level managers, only same level executive will talk to each other. Okay, if D want to talk to E, it is not possible, right? Only same level manager will can talk to each other by the through that path, that is called gang plank. Or only in emergency situation you can follow that path. In ordinary or routine work you cannot follow this, you have to follow this scalar chain. So scalar chain is a chain of command and communication between the superior and subordinate in the organization, which should be followed by all the superiors and subordinates. Okay, only in emergency situation only same level managers can talk to each other by the path of gang plank. I think you understand this principle. Then come to the next one. The next one is principle of order. Okay, principle of order. Order means, here order means it is not like that you are taking command from somebody or your boss has given instructions to you. It is not a order here. Order means there should be a proper place for everyone and everything in your organization. For example, in your organization, we are taking example of school. Okay, so there is a proper office, one office for principal, for vice principal, for staff room is there, and different departments are there, music room is there, sports room is there, all the material, for example, if sports room is there, then all the equipments related to sports are kept in the sports room. All the material related to music is stored in music room only. Okay, you understood that every person and everything should be at their right places. That is called principle of order. Okay, if you are not following that order you are not following, what will happen? If you want to talk to principal and there is no proper place for principal, then you have to search the whole building. Then it is a wastage of time, it is a wastage of efforts. For example, you want a cricket kit from the sports room and there is no proper place for sports equipments, then everybody can use it and throw it anywhere. In that case you have to go and search everywhere, every room you have to go and search. It means that is also a wastage of time and efforts. So that is the problem if you are not following the principle of order. So it is very important in the organization that every person and everything should have their proper places. Okay, now come to the next one, that is stability of personnel. Stability of personnel means, according to this principle, that proper steps and efforts are taken for the stability and the continuity of personnel in the organization. Means frequent termination should not be there in the organization. Means लोगों को बार बार जॉब से नहीं हटाना चाहिए, because some drawbacks are there for it. Because the person who is join every time that sword is on their neck, that anytime they can be fired from the job. So they are not giving their 100%. Job security is not there. Okay. One other thing, if you means frequently if you terminate the person, labor cost is increasing. Labor cost means to taking interviews, to finalize, to select a new person for that particular job. That also increase the cost. So many drawbacks are there if persons are not stable and continue in your business organization. So it is very important there should be a continuity and stability of persons is very if you means it is very required in your business operation if you want to smooth functioning of your business. Okay, now come to the next one, that is equity. By the name we can say equity means fair treatment with everyone. Fair treatment with everyone means there should be no discrimination between the employees on the basis of their caste, their religion, their sex, and their language, and so many things are there. So every fair treatment for each and everyone in the organization. Okay, there should be no discrimination. Everybody treated properly and rightly, and they should be remunerated fairly. So there should be equity between all the peoples, all the employees who are working in your organization. Okay, so that is the principle of equity. Now come to the principle of initiative. What is the meaning of initiative here? Initiative means you have to take voluntarily, you come forward and do your work or complete the task, or taking the responsibility to complete the task. Here, according to this principle, that we should encourage our employees that they should come and prepare their plans and execute them also. Okay, they should feel belongingness with the organization. Okay, so that's why that principle is very important here, that every time we have to encourage our employees that they have to plan, they have to plan the new things, the innovations, and execute them also. Okay, so and we have to give them opportunities to execute their plans. So there is a positive effect of this following of this principle, that they feel belongingness with the organization. They give their 100% efforts. Okay, and our organization will able to achieve their organization goal. Their efficiency also increase. So many benefits are there are. Come to the last one, that is spread the corp. Spread the corp means you can say here team spirit. Team spirit. Team spirit means here you have to replace I with we. Means whenever you are doing any work, it is not like that I am doing this, I am doing this, I am this, I am this. You should say we all will do that work, we will complete that, we are able to do this. If you are you treat your employees like that, then every time we have to take the steps that our team, our employees should feel team spirit. They will feel belongingness to their organization. So that is a important importance of that spread the corp. Okay, so there should be a spread between the employees. They should feel they should work as a team for the organization. Okay, so again, if they are feeling team spirit, they are feel belongingness, they will give their 100% to the organization. Their efficiency will increase, their work will be standardized. Okay, so many benefits of there if they are following all the principles. So my dear students, all these about we have already discussed all the 14 principle of management. Okay, if every organization, if organization is following all these principles, definitely they will able to achieve their goals effectively and efficiently, and they will be grow as well in future. So these principles are very important, and by this video we complete all the principles of management. And at last again, stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Goodbye.